Hey guys, this is Feiwu from Feisworld Media. I want to record this video and talk to you guys about some of the best practices and some of the minimum equipments you might need to run your Facebook live streaming to teach your fitness classes. So when I say fitness classes, I mean schools such as martial arts schools, where if you are a fitness instructor, you're a personal trainer, you still want to be able to work with your clients and maybe record some videos, whether for individuals or for a group of people. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use martial arts schools as an example because people are used to taking group lessons. You know, most of them are running classes multiple times a day and multiple days a week. So how do you get started? Look, when it comes to Facebook Live, there's nothing mysterious about it. Everybody knows that there's a button. They can do it through their personal pages or their business pages or even private and public groups. Now, what I want to talk about are things that you want to pay attention to so that you can have the highest quality live streaming as possible. So number one, I want you to consider the setup or be mindful about how you want to go about training. So think about martial arts schools. Usually you have multiple rows and lines of people, and by rank, there's a lot of people in the room. But it's actually really helpful now to have the option where you're demonstrating what you want the students to do by yourself. That means maybe you in front of a mirror or you facing straight to the camera, just like this. Obviously, you have to take a few steps back, because for martial arts, you need to be able to demonstrate punches and kicks, so you want to make sure that the camera frames your whole body and they're not missing corners where the students actually need to see the details. Now, number two is typically you see people live streaming and whatever it is that they're doing, they're just on. And for example, if you discover the video later on, or when you first joined live streaming, you're thinking, what exactly is happening right now? You know, so two things you want to consider is you want to prepare a description for what you're doing that day. For example, today we're focusing on punches, tomorrow we're focusing on kicks, self-defense classes, things like that. Make sure you include it in the description, anything you want people to know. It doesn't have to be so much or lengthy, but you want to give people a heads up. Now, the second thing is you want to verbalize it as well. I see so many people starting live streaming and just randomly walking around. I think that's okay for friends and family, but if you're taking this seriously, like you're teaching an actual course to clients, you want to just give a brief introduction, even if it's only 15 seconds to 30 seconds. Make sure you let people know what you're here for, what you're expecting them to do, and approximately how long the session is going to be. You know, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes or an hour. It doesn't have to be exact, but they should know approximately what they're expecting. Even if you have already told people multiple times, right? You have details on the Google Calendar, you have told them in person, it's still good to reiterate that at the beginning of the video. If you don't believe me, check out all the YouTube videos, the ones that you like. You see that all the YouTubers introduce their videos at the beginning within the first 10-15 seconds, because that is the hook. Okay, enough about the marketing message. Let's talk about how you want to treat these videos later on. So it's a great option to be able to save the video, and you have the option to do that once you finish recording. So don't run off to dinner, turn everything off. When you finish recording, there's a clear option to say save the video. And that's something you want to do right away because you might forget at a later time. And that video is automatically saved to your phone. I believe as of early 2020, Facebook now gives you the option to automatically save the video just in case you forget, but it's really good idea to check that. Now, the fourth thing I want to talk about before we kind of jump into the equipments, how you can look really good and all that stuff, is payments. Now, if you run a membership or subscription type of deal prior to the crisis, or right now you need to just jump on live streaming right away, is instead of creating a public video and just broadcast it publicly on a page, because anybody can join the page, you don't even know who half the people are, you can consider, for example, providing teaser content that's going to attract some eyeballs on your public pages, letting people know you're teaching, but only the paid members and subscribers are able to watch them via a private Facebook group. And when you accept people, then you can be sure that you know them and they have paid for the service. So that's one way that you can get very sophisticated about this, obviously. But since Facebook Live is part of Facebook, you might as well create a private group. I think that's just gonna be the easiest way to divide the cohorts and know who are sort of the free members and who are the subscribers. In this video, we're not talking about multicams. We're not talking about live streaming a concert. We're professional artists. It's about how to help you by yourself or sometimes with one more person to help you set things up and still look good enough. One thing I want to talk about are these attachable lenses for your mobile phones. So you probably have seen them before. They come in different sizes, brands, and purposes. And I really like this particular brand. It's really well made and it works on a variety of phones. iPhone XS Max, but also several other models. So what's so amazing about these small devices is not only that it's easy to carry around, there's a nice little clip that you can just put on top of your camera phones, but the fact is it creates a wider angle for your mobile phones so that you don't have to push your tripod or push your camera way back to capture your full body. It's gonna make it so much easier. Plus, now, because of this device, you can keep your phone closer to you. As a result, you're able to have better sound transmitted through live streaming. Next, I want to talk about sound. Now, if you really have to have a bigger background and you really cannot be that close to the camera of your smartphone in this case, or for whatever reason, maybe you have issues with your voice where you can't really speak as loudly as I am right now, well, there's an option for you to have this miniature microphone you can attach to any smartphone. It doesn't weigh that much, won't take up a lot of space. This is like a mini travel Rode mic, which I love. Next, I want to talk about lights. Here, I'm not talking about super expensive hundreds or thousands of dollars of studio lights. Those are pretty sweet. But this one works really well. And this is why I'm not lighting this particular video using this light, because I want to show it to you. Now, when you buy the set, there are two of them, which is awesome because you can easily set up what's called a 2-point light. Typically, you hear a lot about 3-point light. But assume that wherever you're teaching, for example, that you have some overhead lights, fluorescent lights, whatever it is that you have that fills the room, these lights are going to give you that booster. So imagine where I'm standing facing, I'm going to put this in frame just so you can see it. So it's gonna be more or less facing me this way, but will be farther apart. And depending on how you're setting up your workout, your instruction, it will be great to play around and then check out a few clips as you're recording so you can see that if you put this light too close up, let me show you an example. As you can see, it's really quite bright right now. It's making the side of my face kind of washed out. Now you can dim it quite a bit. So I usually keep it on pretty low. Now it's on low. What I mean by low is like about a quarter, even 20% of the dial. And it's gonna create that soft look. You can have one on your left, one on your right, move it farther apart and close up. So it's a 45 degree facing your face. That's it, play around. And honestly, in some of the studios I've witnessed, it's so bright in these gyms or studios that you don't even need any of these lights necessarily. So use your best judgment. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. As you can see, I'm really excited because I want to be able to offer you a way to set things up without breaking the bank and just kind of play around and have this experience to be playful. I think, you know, as part of this crisis, we are all gaining and learning so much. Even, you know, for all these years I've been doing audio and video, I have to think on my toes and be smart and be able to explain some of these things to people who have never done it before. So please comment below. Let me know what you do, what you teach. If you have missed anything, please drop me a comment below, and I included how you can reach out to me directly, DM me as well. Let me be helpful. If you find this video cool or want to come back to us, I would mega appreciate it. Please subscribe to Feisworld Media, hit the bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.